Hi, Hazel and Lily. Well, tomorrow is Easter, and so I thought I would read you a story about two little bunnies and how they made a very special Easter bonnet. Now, an Easter bonnet is a hat, and at Easter, people used to wear really fancy hats and dress up. So, this is about a special Easter hat. And here's the two bunnies. They're brother and sister, Clarence and Clarissa Cottontail, and they're twins. So one bright spring day, Clarence and Clarissa Cottontail were on their way to the meadow to pick up some flowers, to gather flowers for their mother. Suddenly, Clarissa looked up. There, stuck on the old cherry tree, was a poster, and it said, Alfalfaville Easter Parade, come one, come all. The best bonnet will win the grand prize. At the bottom of the poster was a picture of the grand prize. It was a shiny red bicycle, and it was a very special bicycle because two people could sit on it. It was a bicycle built for two, and it would be just right for the twin bunnies, Clarence and Clarissa. Look, Clarence, said Clarissa, let's make a bonnet. I just know we can win that prize. The twins took their wagon and off they went, dreaming of the special bonnet that they would make and what they would need to make it. First, they decided to go to Farmer Flufftail's farm. So there's his farm, and here they are pulling their wagon to go to his farm, and they were going to get some straw. What are you two up to, said Farmer Flufftail, when he had loaded up their wagon with straw. Well, you'll just have to wait and see, said Clarence and Clarissa. Next, they hurried over to Miss Hedgehog's fabric shop, where they could buy some cloth. And they said, we would like some ribbons and a few yards of your very special, beautiful, shiny silk, please. Well, pick out what you like, said Miss Hedgehog cheerfully. But what are you making? Oh, you'll find out soon, answered Clarence and Clarissa. Their last stop was to Pop Badger's hardware store, where they bought a roll of chicken wire, some lumber, and some buckets of paint. It's for a bonnet, said Clarence. A special bonnet, said Clarissa. Chicken wire and lumber and paint to make a hat? I never heard of that, said Pop, scratching his head. When Clarence and Clarissa had everything they needed in the wagon, they hauled it up to Grandpa Cottontail's old barn at the top of the hill. Oh, it's so much fun to have a secret, they said. Then they locked the barn door and got to work right away, making their very special secret Easter bonnet. Now, everyone in Alfalfaville was busy making special bonnets of their own. Here's Miss Pansy Pig. She had a beautiful bonnet that she called the Vegetable Patch. Can you guess why? Look at her bonnet. It has carrots and corn and squash and broccoli and mushrooms and eggplant and lettuce. Oh my goodness. She was going to eat her hat after she won the grand prize because she thought she was going to win. And then there was Garth Goat. He was making his bonnet too. And since goats like to kind of eat old stuff, he was making his hat out of garbage. Oh my gosh, look what's on his hat. Somebody's core of their apple, fish bones, an old empty milk carton, an old boot, an old tire, This was going to be Garth Goat's garbage bonnet. And then Darlene Duck and her family were making a bonnet from a kite with a long, long tail that was tied to each of the ducklings. Mrs. Hen was strutting around the chicken yard every day with a great basket on her head. And she called this hat the Easter Basket Surprise. 1, 2, 3, called Mrs. Hen as her chicks practiced popping up out of the eggshells inside it. There they are, 1, 2, 3, and then they would pop out of the eggshells. Miss Kitty the baker was whipping up a fantastic angel food with buttercream frosting masterpiece. She was sure it would take the cake for the best hat. But no one could even guess what Clarence and Clarissa Cottontail were making, because they were working behind the locked door of the barn on top of the hill. And then the day of the Easter parade finally arrived. How bright and breezy it was. The Alfalfaville High School band struck up a lively march and started down Main Street. So here you have somebody playing the cymbals and the drum and a piccolo and the tuba over here. So they were all in the parade. And here's the leader of the band. And he's marching down the street in front of the band. The sidewalks were filled with townspeople, eager to see what a wonderful day it was going to be and all the wonderful bonnets that their friends had made. Mayor Rooster, here he is, perched on the grandstand. He looked so handsome in his top hat and his special suit. By his side clucked his lovely wife, who would help decide the winner of the grand prize. Oh, here comes everybody in their hats. At last it was time for the bonnet contest to see who had the best bonnet ever. And you can see here's a fruit bonnet that Miss Raccoon has. She has pineapple, bananas, and grapes, and oranges. Miss Bear has a birdhouse bonnet. And the cow has a cowboy hat with corn, because they like to eat corn. And here's a sombrero. And the possums have flowers on their head. And the sheep has yarn, different colors of yarn. Oh, and ah, sounded everyone as the wonderful Easter bunny bonnets went by. Each one was special. Suddenly, a young beaver cried, "Look!" Coming down the hill from the barn were Clarence and Clarissa, proudly pulling a big wagon with their Easter bonnet riding on top. It was enormously big. It was fantastic. It was amazing. So here it comes. Now, they couldn't wear it on their head, but oh, it's so beautiful. Everyone stared at the twins as their bonnet on wheels rolled closer. Down the hill. Slowly at first they came, and then faster, faster, and faster. Clarence and Clarissa tried to hold on. "Help! We can't stop it!" yelled the twins, hanging onto the sides of the great giant bonnet. "Oh! Ah! Ee!" cried the animals of Alfalfaville as they ran to get out of the way. Suddenly, a breeze picked up, and the bonnet floated into the air. It went high, 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 up, up, and away. Up, up, and away went the bunnies, because they were holding on for dear life. The amazing bonnet swirled and dipped and danced through the air as the wind blew it across the sky. And the view was so incredible that the twins forgot to be scared at all. "Look," said Clarence, "I can see Grandpa's farm down there, and the whole town at one time." They see the church and the buildings and the houses and the lake with the boats. Everything was down below them, and the bunnies waved to all their friends. At last the breeze quieted down and put the bonnets ever so gently right down in front of the mayor. "Hooray!" cried the animals. "Hooray for Clarence and Clarissa," said Master Rooster. Said the mayor, preparing himself for a speech. "I think everyone will agree that Clarence and Clarissa Cottontail have created a truly amazing Easter hat and a memorable, wonderful day for all of us. We will never forget it. Therefore, I award them the grand prize." How everyone cheered as the twins were presented with the shiny red bicycle, the bicycle built for two. And there it is. Everybody was so happy that they had won. "Thank you, everyone," said Clarence and Clarissa. Then the Cottontails hopped onto their new bike and pedaled off. The end. I hope the Easter Bunny brings you lots of eggs to find tomorrow. I love you both. Happy Easter. Bye, Hazel and Lily.